A cabal of condolences to the King of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and he greets President of the United Arab Emirates on his country's 52nd National Day. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency President of the Swiss Confederation stress on the importance of promoting more partnership initiatives and exchanging experiences, and praise the Global Health and Peace Initiative. His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, leaves the country after a two-day official visit. And over 100 Palestinians martyred as Israeli occupation forces resume its raids on various areas in the Gaza Strip. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cabal of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, King of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Mamdouh bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cabal of greetings to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates, on his country's 52nd National Day. His Majesty the Sultan also sends a cabal of greetings to His Excellency Thonglo Sisolith, President of Laos, on his country's National Day. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq and His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, stressed the importance of promoting more partnership initiatives and exchanging experiences. These came in the joint statement between the Sultanate of Oman and the Swiss Federation on the occasion of the official visit of His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, to the Sultanate of Oman, and reads as follows. Based on the friendship, historical ties and close cooperation between the Sultanate of Oman and the Swiss Confederation, and in response to an invitation from His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, Sultan of Oman, and coinciding with the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries, His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, paid an official visit to the Sultanate of Oman on Thursday 13th of November and Friday 1st of December, that 30th of December and 30th of November and 1st of December. During the visit, His Majesty the Sultan discussed with His Excellency a number of topics related to the friendly relations and cooperation between the two countries, in addition to exchanging views on various global issues and regional and international developments. At the level of bilateral cooperation, the two parties expressed their satisfactions with the pace of growing cooperation in various fields, and stressed their interest in promoting more partnership initiatives and exchanging experiences at both the governmental and private sectors levels, especially in the fields of economy, trade, investments, tourism, environment, logistics, renewable energy, education, and research. With regards to political security, humanitarian and human rights issues, the two sides expressed their firm support for the principles of dialogue, negotiations and mediation in resolving disputes and addressing challenges to achieve security, peace, peacefully coexistence and stability for all. They also expressed their firm adherence to the principles of international law and respect for international multilateral systems to establish justice, freedom, and the human right to a decent life. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the Swiss President praised the Global Health and Peace Initiative that was agreed upon between the Omani and Swiss authorities within the framework of the World Health Organization in support of the concept of health and peace for all throughout joint global cooperation. On the occasion of this visit, The two countries signed a number of memorandum of understanding covering the areas of healthcare development and capacity building with the Swiss company Rocher and cooperation in the tourism sector, sustainable energy and sustainable energy technologies, where cooperation will begin between the Ministry of Energy and Minerals in the Sultanate of Oman and the Alliance of Swiss Federal Laboratories for Material Sciences and Technology in January 2024. In addition, a memorandum of intent for cooperation was signed between the Diplomatic Academy of the Omani Foreign Ministry and the Geneva Center for Security Policy, and an agreement regarding a work permit for persons accompanying official employees. During the visit, a joint commemorative postage stamp was issued to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the establishments of diplomatic relations, a symbol of the historical ties and friendship between the two countries and peoples. At the conclusion of the visit, His Excellency the President expressed his thanks and appreciation to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq and the government and the people of the Sultanate of Oman for the warm reception and generous hospitality of His Excellency and his accompanying delegation, and extended an invitation to His Majesty the Sultan to visit Switzerland. His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, left the country this morning after a two-day official visit to the Sultanate of Oman, during which he met with His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, bid farewell to His Excellency the guest and the accompanying delegation upon their departure from the Royal Private Airport. His Excellency the guest was also seen off by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, His Excellency Dr. Hilal bin Ali As-Sabti, Minister of Health, Head of the Mission of Honor, His Excellency Mahmoud bin Hamad Al Hassani, Sultanate of Oman Ambassador to the Swiss Confederation, and His Excellency Dr. Thomas Ortiel, Ambassador of the Swiss Confederation to the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency the President of the Swiss Confederation was accompanied by an official delegation comprising His Excellency Dr. Thomas Ortiel, Ambassador of the Swiss Confederation to the Sultanate of Oman, Her Excellency Ambassador Maya Disafi, Head of the Middle East and North Africa Division at the Federal Department of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Ambassador Nora Coroning Romero, Head of the International Affairs Division and Vice Director General of the Federal Office of Public Health, His Excellency Ambassador Wolfgang Bruhart, Swiss Special Envoy for the Middle East, and a number of officials at the Swiss Confederation. Earlier, His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, and his spouse visited the National Museum and viewed its halls and collections that describe important aspects of the history and civilization of Oman. His Excellency the Swiss President reviewed the designs of some museum projects, which is being implemented by a team of Swiss architects and designers at the Saidiya School of Education, the House of Sayyid Nader bin Faisal, and the House of Sayyida Muzna bint Nader. These came in coincide with the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the establishments of Omani-Swiss diplomatic relations and signing a number of agreements between the National Museum and the Swiss side to design of some museum projects. His Excellency the President and his spouse also toured around the museum and its sections and was given comprehensive explanation about it and the halls and the collectibles it contains that highlight the cultural heritage of the Sultanate of Oman since the appearance of human influence in Oman until the present day. During their visit to the National Museum, His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, and his spouse were accompanied by His Excellency Dr. Hilal bin Ali As-Sabti, Minister of Health, Head of the Mission of Honor, and Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education. The Israeli occupation army resumes its raids on various areas in Gaza Strip as a result of which over 100 Palestinians were murdered and dozens injured. Clashes also broke out in more than one area in the Gaza city and the northern Gaza Strip between resistance members and Israeli forces, with the end of the humanitarian truce that lasted for a week, and its extension was not announced. With the participation of the Sultanate of Oman, the work of the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP28 began in Dubai in the presence of a number of presidents and leaders of countries around the world, amid an optimistic atmosphere of tangible progress in climate action and reducing carbon emission. During the conference, the United Arab Emirates announced the establishment of a fund worth $30 billion to bridge the climate financing gap and raise investments worth $250 billion by the year 2030. The Omani delegation is headed by His Excellency Engineer Salim bin Nasser Al Aufi, Minister of Energy and Minerals. International news. Ukraine said that more than 170,000 buildings in Ukraine have been damaged or destroyed since the Russian-Ukrainian war began more than 21 months ago. According to information published by the Ukrainian parliament, more than 3,500 educational institutions and 420 large and medium-sized companies were damaged due to the Russian attacks. Airports, 344 bridges and crossings, and 25,000 roads were also damaged due to the destruction. Kiev says that the war caused widespread destruction to infrastructure and the industrial and agricultural commercial sectors. The embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in France held a reception on the occasion of the glorious 53rd National Day. The ceremony witnessed participation of diplomats, politicians, economists and intellectuals from the French society. During the ceremony, Sultanate of Oman Embassy highlighted Oman Vision 2040, its programs that aim to boost economy and diversify income sources. The event dwelt on the strong bilateral relations binding the Sultanate of Oman and France and means of enhancing these relations in various sectors. In Tanzania, His Excellency Saud bin Hilal Al-Shidhani, ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman accredited to Tanzania, held a reception on the occasion of the 53rd National Day. The ceremony was attended by official delegations heads and members of Arab and foreign diplomatic missions, missions of the United Nations and international organizations in the United Republic of Tanzania, representatives of media, commercial and economic institutions, as well as a number of Omani citizens residing there. To celebrate the International Day for People with Disability, the Carnival of Village of Happiness for People with Disabilities took place at the Civil Aviation Club. The event was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Mohammed bin Thuwaini bin Shihab Al Said. More details coming up in this report.
Aiming to provide a fun-filled and inclusive environment where people with disabilities can enjoy various activities and create lasting memories, the Village of Happiness Carnival was held at the Civil Aviation Club.
Village of Happiness is a carnival that provides a fun, safe environment for people with disability to celebrate the International Day of People with Disability. You see how happy they are, different activities are going on. This will be beautiful memories in their hearts.
More than 1,500 kids affiliated with various associations and institutions serving children with disabilities, along with their families, participated in the event.
Such event is very important and it makes the children meeting other people, and as well it gives them confidence as to feel that they are included.
The celebration featured a wide range of attractions that cater to the diverse interests of persons with disabilities. including thrilling competitions, entertaining performances, vibrant shows, and much more. The sensational vibes of the carnival bring a combination of belonging and social inclusion for persons with disabilities. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Salih Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sends a couple of condolences to King of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and greets President of the United Arab Emirates on his country's 52nd National Day. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency President of the Swiss Confederation stress on the importance of promoting more partnership initiatives and exchanging experiences and praise the Global Health and Peace Initiative. His Excellency Dr. Alain Berset, President of the Swiss Confederation, leaves the country after a two-day official visit. And over 100 Palestinians murdered as Israeli occupation forces resume its raids on various areas in the Gaza Strip. And of course, with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. Until tomorrow, it's good night.